To the introduction to TSANet. We still got a few people coming in, but I'm going to get started right away. First slide here, just give you a quick overview of what TSANet is. We're set up as a not-for-profit. It actually has been around for 30 some years. We've got about 900 plus members in the charter or mission of the association is to improve multi-vendor support. So basically where there's more than one technology vendor involved in some solution at the customer's presence. So ensuring that there's very efficient ways for those vendors to work together. If you look at our membership levels, and I'll highlight this as we kind of go through, we've got basically two different types of membership tiers. We have what's called general membership, and that is either standard, premium, or elite. You get different functionality based on the membership level, but then we have a lot of those 900 members that come in through what we call a limited membership. So that is an invitation that comes through an elite member that is implemented a partner program on the platform. So we do have a lot of members that come in that way, expand to multiple relationships, and eventually move into general membership as well. If we look at the member benefits, they're categorized into these three different areas. We have a technology partner framework. I'll share a little bit what that is. But again, based on your membership level, you may be a participant in someone's technology partner program, or you may be a host of a technology partner program. Everyone participates in the multi-vendor collaboration aspect, so I will spend probably the most time on that on this call. But this is the TSANet Connect platform that all the members use to collaborate with each other. And then the third thing, of course, we're set up as an association. It's member driven. We have a board of directors. So we do like to leverage the community, and we do that through the regional focus group. So I'll spend a little bit of time on that. That's a great opportunity for members to come together. It's positioned towards the general members, but to get them to meet up face to face. There's remote options as well. But this is where we share best practices, get input on where TSANet needs to go, and in general get the networking aspect going as well. So then if we take a look at the TSANet collaboration framework, we have three different types of what we'll call them partners or vendors that you work with. There's a common customer, and this is really where TSANet started. This is also allows you to collaborate with your competitors even, right? So the legal framework allows any general member to work with any other general member. That's through a common customer being the linkage. That's kind of the default way of working. The second is an alliance partner program. And again, if you're a limited member, this is how you have entered the organization. So you've come through someone's partner program. And again, that could scale up. You could join, one of the members today, be asked to join a second, be asked to join a third. This is where you have some type of solution relationship more formalized with the other vendor, and TSANet is a mechanism of collaborating on common customer issues. And then the third is strategic partnerships. And these, again, depends on your membership level. This is more on the elite membership where they're able to stand up solution support models. And that, for example, OEM support is a great example, but there's a couple others as well. This is where you have more of a strategic relationship with a vendor. So that is the partner framework. How this works in practice, and again, you'll experience this different based on your membership level. An elite member, for example, though, we go in and we take a look at all of their technology partners, map them into these areas, really kind of help standardize, simplify, and then ultimately automation kicks in as well once you start to integrate it into the processes. And with this, then obviously they leverage some best practices that we have for either onboarding management or the actual collaboration aspect. So that is the technology framework in general. I'm going to move into the TSANet Connect platform. We have launched last year what's called the second generation of TSANet Connect. So Connect 2.0, you'll hear it framed. This is the system that all members use to collaborate with other members. It now includes the ability to both create a collaboration, update a collaboration, and add notes to a collaboration. So that's an enhancement. Before, it could really just simply make the creation. It would handshake with the other member. And then from that point, you had to kind of work outside the system. So now it really is a complete collaboration platform. Of course, we have all the certifications that allow it to be secure. And then as far as our focus for how members are using this. In 2024, we released the web app. 100% of members started using that in the summer of last year. We have just towards the end of last year released a Salesforce package, and we also do some custom API integrations with some of the elite members as well. So that was for 2024. Let's say the web app was really the big release, and then we started to do some integrations. And as we look into 2025, we've just released the Microsoft Dynamics, starting to get some members taking a look at that. And then we do plan to have other connectors as we go into 2025 and 2026. So the overall strategy with TSANet Connect is to make sure everyone has the appropriate interface into Collaborate. And the default obviously is a web app, and it's fully featured. I'll show you how that works. But members, once they get to the point of having more collaborations and really want to get some automation, have it within their workflow, integration is the path there. And our strategy is to produce as many of these connectors as we can to make it very easy for your IT organization to add it to your ticketing systems. So I'm just going to shift into the web app. If you're new and you haven't logged in there yet, it's as simple as going to your domain, or you can just go to connect.tsanet.org, look for your company. It'll take you to your login page, and you'll be able to create an account if you don't have one. Premium Elite members can hook it up to your identity management systems for single sign-on. So there's different ways of connecting into the system as well. Once you log into the system, you're going to be looking at this web app. If you look at the overall structure of the homepage, we have the navigation bar. Most of that's very self-explanatory. You may not, based on your login level, you might not have that admin interface, but if you do, if you click that, you'll see, and I'll give you a quick little demo here. It will open up a admin navigation, but otherwise everyone has the other aspects as well. Events are going to take you to all of our blogs and events like the regional focus group. Training is going to take you to a place where you've got training resources. Profile, of course, is where you update your contact information, change your password, those types of things. In your navigation also, it's going to show you your membership level. So that is clickable, so you can kind of drill into that and understand a little bit what the functionality that you have available. The main use case, obviously, is to create a collaboration. You see that in the middle there. So again, depending on if you're a limited member or general, you might have a search there. You might have a pull down identifying your partners that you have a relationship with. And then the bottom part is dedicated towards your active collaborations. So you'll see a pull down there where you can filter based on your active collaborations, your company's active collaborations, things that require action. So you'll see different types of filters there, but ultimately it's going to produce a list of the open collaborations. If you look at the experience of initiating a collaboration, again, this is an extremely simple system. The view is this isn't a high volume process. So when it does happen, we want to make sure that your engineers have a very simple solution to use. So you can see you're just going to search for the member. It's going to come up with what we call a process form. These are all the same. So again, this makes it very easy to kind of scale this up. So you don't have, 50 different ways of working with 50 different partners. It's all exactly the same. It's going to come up at autofill information from your profile. Then it will ask for your internal case number, which this is the thing that helps bind it to your ticketing system. And then your basic information around the product description, and then the common customer information in there as well. The system will track what we call the initial response SLA. So you'll see when you select the priority, it will adjust that, and the system will monitor after you press submit that the receiving side does respond back to you within the agreed SLA based on your membership level that you're in, or the limited partner program that you're part of. And then there's trigger an escalation process if that's not met. So really the design and system is to make certain that you do get connected with the other partner. Then if we look at managing an existing collaboration, you can see here the detail. You're going to click on one of the cases that's part of the list, and what you'll see is a detailed view of that collaboration. So there's the details of the case, so just kind of shows the very high level metadata from the originator as well as the receiver. So it'll show you your case numbers, who the contacts are, those types of things. You'll see the escalation instructions. So again, we trigger some internal process flows, but you as a user will be able to see, here's the escalation process. Here's what I can do if this member is not responding. Maybe it's a phone number, it's an escalation manager contact or a process, but that will be clear in there what you should do if something is not going as planned. And then you've got the ability to close a case, update the initial response, add notes. So it's really kind of fully featured. And then again, based on your membership level, you may have this collaboration feed. So that does require single sign-on. So it is based on that, but that again will show up if you have the right level. But if not, the system still works. So any type of activity that you do through the web interface will always be met with an email that comes to the user. So here I'm just showing a couple examples. This is kind of for the initial handshake. As soon as you go in and submit a case, you're going to get this email back. Again, you see this embedded escalation instructions there telling you what to do if something goes wrong. This first email that comes back is showing you that they've accepted the case, they've given you a case number, showed the contact details. And notes is very similar. Anytime a note's added, you're just going to get an email with a note, a click to add your own note, but you don't obviously need to be logged into the web app monitoring it. It's similar to LinkedIn, right, where it's sending you emails when things are happening and letting you know actions required on your side. So that is the web interface. And again, everyone has access to that. And we really, suggest that's a place to get started. Really zero IT involvement to get that up and going, and it's a great place to get it off the ground. But once you start to get a bit more collaborations, partnerships, those types of things, getting this integrating into your system is the way. We have 2 connectors available today. We've got Salesforce. Just gives you a little taste of how that works. I won't have time on this call to show that, but I at least wanted to give you a sense of what we are talking about when it comes to that. One thing that is consistent with all of the ways of accessing the system is you have a consistent experience. So, for example, if you have chosen to install the Salesforce connector, it doesn't matter who you're collaborating with. If it's another member that has a Salesforce connector, a Microsoft a Dynamics connector, a web app user, it's going to work exactly the same way, same exact functionality. And the experience will be very similar. So you can see here, I'm showing you the experience for an outbound collaboration. And when I show you it on the web here shortly, you'll see it's exactly the same. You go in and create a new collaboration, you search for the member, it's going to pop up a form. Obviously, when it's integrated, For example, in the Salesforce example, it's pre-populating all the information, because of course it's sitting inside your ticketing system. So really then the engineer is just entering a description. But the other thing all of the connectors do is it integrates all of the updates into the feed, right? So whether it's Salesforce, case feed, or Microsoft calls it a timeline, every system has a place where you kind of go and you see all your notes and all the activities and things are going on. So those are really kind of the two things all these connectors do is it makes it easy to make a outbound collaboration from within the system and then easy to manage the ongoing collaboration from within the system. So no need to swivel chair and do those types of things. And again, you can see here Microsoft Dynamics for very pretty much the same exact thing, right? It's integrated in the system. It works exactly the same for outbound. Again, some terminology a little bit different. They call it a timeline, but pretty much every CRM system out there or ticketing system, ServiceNow, those types of things, they all work the same way. They've got kind of a case or a ticket, problem report, whatever the designation is, and then some history in there. So the experience would always be the same when we talk about a connector into these different platforms. Okay, so then as far as the regional focus groups, and again, this is more targeted for the general members. We do for limited members, we have other webinars that you can join, and we share best practices, things like that. In fact, we've got one that's going to be coming up with user journeys, and that's usually where we bring in a industry thought leader, someone like that shares best practices. What these regional focus groups are, though, is really more comprehensive networking opportunities. So they meet twice a year, generally speaking, for a full day. There is in person, there's also remote attend options. You can see we have one in North America, we have one in Europe, India, Japan, and Australia. The Australia one also covers a lot of the other countries in Asia, Singapore, etc. So if you have teams that are in Asia, they usually log in remote from there. And then also these are the groups where we might share details about what we're doing on the strategy and the actions that we have for the year. We get feedback on that, and it's really kind of a good opportunity to influence the organization, what we're doing. So highly encourage you if you are a general member to be attending these. And with that, I'm showing you how to find out about these. You'll see on the TSANet Connect interface when I log in there, I'll kind of show you. We have a feed where it's going to populate the latest blogs right into the TSANet Connect interface. But you can always click on that news and events from TSANet Connect. It's going to take you straight to this news and events page on our main site. And then on the categories, you just click on upcoming events, and you will always see webinars that we're getting ready to do, as well as the regional focus group meetings, and that will kind of categorize all the different meetings that we've got coming up. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna pivot over real quick and just show you a bit of the web interface. Okay, so this just shows you a little bit how it works. Again, you may or may not have the admin interface. If you do, you just click on it. It's going to open up a submenu here. Most of these things are again, super straightforward. A lot of stuff is read-only, and there's a click here to request change, or we get involved and change, for example, parts of your inbound process. We want to make certain that works well. We retest that. You can see which partner groups you're part of, and then there's some reporting and stuff as well. So if you're an admin, you'll have access to that admin menu. And again, as I talked about, that events is going to take you to the events page. Training is going to take you to a training resource page where you're going to see 10-minute training video for your engineers. That's really easy and fast to go through. Some more detailed training and documentation, things like that for administrators. And then your profile, pretty straightforward, and then log out. And then as I indicated, this is going to show you your membership level. If you click this again, it's going to open up a page and tell you what your membership level is and what it's doing. And then we'll tag your company logo here. But the primary use case, as I indicated, is to find a member and collaborate with them. So if we do, again, a quick test here, and they're always going to work the same way. It's going to take you to their process page. It's going to auto-populate your information here, and then you'll get the fields that you need to fill out. Based on the member you're collaborating with, there could be a custom field. So for example, in general, if you're collaborating with a hardware vendor, in most cases, they're going to ask for the serial number of the piece of hardware. So there's certain things I would kind of keep in your mind that, okay, I'm going to collaborate with NetApp or Cisco, et cetera. Piece of hardware, assume that they're going to want the serial number. And then you can see once all that information is filled out, you select the priority. And again, you can see here what the expected response time is going to be coming back. And like I said before, we're going to trigger escalation processes and those types of things if things don't happen. But once you fill all that stuff out, you press submit. Again, if you're a web user, you're going to start to get a bunch of emails. And then also it is going to show up in your queue here. So the other thing I would highlight is we really want to make sure you're finding the partners that you need to collaborate with. So for example, you can see here I'm starting to do a search and say you wanted to collaborate with AppDynamics. You may see this thing where you do not have a relationship with AppDynamics. So in general, this happens if it's another limited member, and for example, they're part of a particular partner program. But there's a way to expand your relationships to include those, and you simply click this send invite, put some information in here. If it's an ongoing active customer situation, it's good to put that detail in there because we may enable a complementary collaboration. But in general, what we end up doing is working with your business manager to enable that relationship. So we get involved in setting that up. So that's one thing that could happen here. And then of course the other is, I'm searching for a company that doesn't exist. That again, you click not able to find the partner. We're going to ask you for a little bit more information. Not all the stuff's required, but of course, if you have a company contact, that's quite helpful because what this would be a company that's not on the platform. So of course we have 900 plus members, but there might be a company that we don't have on the platform that you would like to have on the platform. So the more information you provide there, the better. And then of course we'll work with you and that other company to see what's the right way to add them onto the platform. So those are kind of the two use cases there. A few other usability things, you can set your favorites, right? You do that by clicking the asterisk on the form, and you can see that, if I, worked with, let's see, say I work with Red Hat a lot, I can asterisk them, and then you'll see them in the pull down. So that is the primary use case. And then again, once you do the collaboration, it's going to show up in your list, and you'll be able to see again the top level information. You'll be able to see the escalation instructions. You'll be able to see the collaboration feed, and then you can add notes as well, right? So and then that's going to add the note, and again, it'll be propagated over to the other endpoint. And it, again, doesn't matter if that other endpoint's another web app user, they're just going to get an email. They can respond back, or that other endpoint could be a Salesforce user that has the integrated package. It shows up right within their Salesforce and they respond that way as well. So no matter how you're doing it, it is going to make it to the other side. Okay, and that's really kind of it. The other piece, of course, I highlighted, we published kind of the latest blogs here. So, and again, you can kind of see it. Sometimes it's news, sometimes it's announcement of an event, sometimes it's a best practice coming from a thought leader. So we have some, guest blogs and things like that as well. So this is kind of the news area as well. And I think I talked about this, but you can see here different filters, right? So you can, say, hey, I only want to see my cases, which I don't have any. I want to see all the ones that came into my organization that have an action needed. So someone needs to respond to them. Or I want to look at every single active case that their company has. So different ways of filtering that as well. Okay, so I'm going to actually switch it back then and see if there are any questions.